Golden State Warriors today is sponsored to you by Mint Mobile, the cell phone company owned by the famous actor Ryan Reynolds that is changing the game with cell phone plans as little as $15 per month. We'll tell you more about Mint Mobile coming up around the corner, but start saving money today on your cell phone plan by heading to mintmobile.com/chatsports. I'll put that link in the comment section and the description of this video. Here's what we're talking about on today's show. Bob Myers just talked and was asked about a Kevin Durant trade, and he pretty much shut that idea down. We'll explore and take a look at what he had to say and some reasons behind why he took the approach that he did. Also, on the back end of today's show, should the Warriors sign Dwight Howard to be a backup center on this roster behind Kevon Looney as well as James Wiseman? Before we dive into the latest Warriors news and rumors, just want to thank everybody for your support of the show. More than 2 million views over the last calendar month, and I want to interact with you guys even more. So if you give me a follow on Twitter and Instagram at Chase_Senior, it's the same handle on both social media platforms, and you DM me, I'm going to give you a shout out next week on Warriors Today. Just want to show some love to the people on my Twitter page. I always tweet out our videos, my analysis of the NBA, also cover the NFL and college football here at Chat Sports. So we go back to Kevin Durant and Bob Myers talking about KD. He was asked about Golden State, maybe pursuing him in a trade, and he said, basically, no, we're not going to do that. Now, he wants to give the Dubs a chance to run it back with the current iteration of this roster, does Bob Myers. And the KD trade market, since he made that request 3 weeks ago, has been silent. And it seems as though it's been more and more slow as the days progress. Bob Myers, this is exactly what he had to say about Durant. I like our team where it's at. I want to give the guys a chance to do it again and win another championship. This is a good group. We're lucky. It'll be fun to see. We were really hunting last year. Now I guess we are back to being the hunted, which I didn't think we'd be. We'll see. I think that we can handle it. And Bob, I think that your roster can handle it as well with the way that you've been able to put this team together. This is the projected starting five as we sit here at the end of July. I think Kevon Looney is going to start at the 5 to ease James Wiseman in, and we have to see if the guy can stay healthy. If he can, James Wiseman can certainly be a problem on both ends of the floor. Steph Curry, Clay, Draymond, Andrew Wiggins surrounding Looney, who will be holding it down on the low block. And we know what those guys are able to bring to the table. What I'm really excited about as well, yes, Golden State lost Gary Payton II, as well as Otto Porter Jr. and Juan Toscano Anderson. But they've been able to replenish and reload the depth as well as the bench unit on this team. Jordan Poole, Dante DiVincenzo, Jonathan Kuminga, JaMychal Green, James Wiseman, Moses Moody. That right there, folks, a very good bench unit. And you can kind of mess around with it and have a couple of different versatile lineups, both in the starting lineup if guys miss games, but also how do you run that second and third unit? You can mix and match some of the players on this roster because of that aforementioned versatility. Bob Myers wants to see the Warriors run it back again with this roster, with this current team. Do you think that the Warriors can win back-to-back titles? That's our poll question for today's show. Get into the comment section. Let me know. R for repeat, L for you don't think they have it. They're going to lose in the playoffs. Why it's smart to run it back and not trade for KD. And keep in mind, we've been covering Kevin Durant a lot here on Warriors Today, but I've continued to say I wouldn't give up these young pieces for KD. Well, there are a lot of reasons for that. Most importantly, though, Warriors just won an NBA championship without KD. But why I think it's smart to run it back, this group has shown that it's capable of winning an NBA championship. They're going to go into this next season as favorites to win it all once more, even without Durant. Steph, Clay, Draymond at the back end of their respective primes, but still a great trio who can lead you to the hardware. In trading for Kevin Durant, you really do deplete important depth on this team. I just ran through the entire bench after the starters. You'd have to give up maybe 3 to 5 players off that bench unit. So while bringing in KD gives you another star, depth is really important. We saw that this past year with the Dubs. And I think it's really important for Golden State to mix and match, competing now with those future Hall of Famers, but also developing your youth, identifying youth, because that has really been the key for sustained success during this Joe Lacob, Bob Myers, Steve Kerr, Steph Curry era, right? they were able to develop Steph, Clay, Draymond, and then some other complementary pieces as the years have progressed, and that's been their key ingredient for sustained success in making it to the NBA Finals 6 times in 8 years. If you're subscribed to Golden State Warriors today, I want you to type real one in the comment section. Once again, I just want to see the real one show up and show out. A lot of you have been hopping on board the channel the last calendar month as we've picked up nearly 12,000 new subscribers. So if you're rocking and rolling with us, enjoying our coverage as we've been pushing out videos basically every single day, type real one. I want to show you some love once more. Coming up next on Warriors Today, could the Warriors sign Dwight Howard in NBA free agency? He's still out there. Outside of Kevon Looney, James Wiseman, you need another big. We'll explore that, but first, today's show is sponsored by Mint Mobile. And I told you earlier, cell phone plans starting as low as $15 a month on America's largest 5G network. By switching your carrier from what you have now to Mint Mobile, you don't have to get a new physical cell phone. You don't have to change your number and worry about people hitting up the wrong number and then you losing touch with them. Also, unlimited talk and text, high-speed data, and a mobile hotspot. MintMobile.com/chatsports. You plug in that link, you'll be able to start saving money today. And let's be honest, inflation is brutal. It's impacting so many people out there. We're all trying to cut costs. I am as well. That's why I made the switch to Mint Mobile, because I was paying way too much money per month on my current cell phone plan. MintMobile.com/chatsports. Start saving that bread. I'll put that link in the comment section and the description of this video. To Dwight Howard now. Still out there, available in the free agency market. Warriors could use a backup big, even with the return of James Wiseman. Hopefully he stays healthy because he has star potential written all over him. Howard, while he's been in the league for a long time, since the early 2000s, which is crazy, still capable of providing quality backup minutes as a big. He rebounds well, protects the rim really well, has experience, and does have some leadership qualities, something that he lacked early in his career as he was kind of weird when he was a little bit younger. As for what he did this past year, in his second stint with the Lakers, 6 points per game, 6 rebounds, really solid production considering the minutes that he was getting. 61% from the field. No, he doesn't shoot, but finishes around the rim and at the rim and throws down some hammers, and then a half block per night, so he's still capable in that regard as well. Why it could work? Dwight Howard, willing defender, provides good effort. He used to be able to rely on his athleticism, still has that certainly, but has to really be a gritty, hard-nosed player. And I kind of like the toughness that he would be able to bring to the bench unit. Two-man game on offense. He can certainly set the pick, roll to the cup, and he's hard to guard because he can just rise up and dunk it down. I talk about the toughness that he brings to the trenches. That's something that I liked what DeMarcus Cousins brought this basketball team a couple of years ago. Still leaps, block shots. The athleticism certainly still there. Here in Dallas, Texas, saw him at a Whole Foods, and I was like, you know what, Dwight? You still look like you can play, and you can. You're cut. 6 teams in 7 years. Some people will say, I don't know about that. Why hasn't he been able, to stay with the current team and with the team for longer than a year? That's fine. I mean, the guy is just extending his game. I give him props for evolving and adapting with the changes of the NBA game. Believe it or not, he's actually taken a couple of three-pointers over the last couple of years. And when you're a veteran at this point and you've been in the league for nearly 2 decades, you're a future Hall of Famer, you love the game of basketball, you're going to do everything that you can to just stay in the NBA, and that's part of what Dwight Howard has been able to do. A couple years ago, good backup for Joel Embiid, and last year played pretty well for a disastrous and awful Lakers team. Great Dwight Howard as a player. I think he's pretty solid. He is not in the 90 range like he once was with the Orlando Magic when he was one of the most dominant bigs that we've seen since the turn of the century, but still pretty good. 1 to 100. Let me know where you scaled Dwight. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Have a great weekend, and thank you so much for watching Warriors Today.